Welcome to Tinks Invest. We're talking about investing, finance, and professional development. As the recording time of 7:52 a.m. on the Eastern Time, Ethereum could trade $3,972, down about 1.09% so far. On the overall crypto market, you see clearly that on the leading coin is relatively in the flat to down area at the moment, while some of the selective altcoin are prominently surging at the moment, with Shiba Inu, Polygon, or MagTech both up close to about 6% so far, while XRP is also up close to about 5% and polkadot as well. So it seems like there's some more buying pressure on the other side of the spectrum in altcoin. And on the equity side, we can see clearly that Dow Jones, Nasdaq, and SPY are all up nicely, especially leading by the small cap high growth stocks in Nasdaq, up close to about 2.40% across the spectrum right now. So definitely a lot of buying pressure, a lot of sector rotations, definitely some window dressing ahead of the Christmas holidays that we're expecting. This is something that we call collectively the Santa Claus rally. So is the Santa Claus rally also being implemented in crypto asset class as well? Let's just dive right into the technicals. And before we do that, let's take a look at the news real quick, just to skim through is anything that's really worth mentioning. I was like, collectively speaking, it's kind of a mixed bag type of news. Again, just talk about what's happened last year. Like technically, we at the end of the year already. We're basically a week away from New Year's. So a lot of the news are just basically regurgitating what's been happening, what have been the volatility that we've been experiencing so far. There's one specific news that came out from CNBC 3 hours ago. So technically, it came out like way earlier, like at 5 a.m. on the Eastern Time, like way before most people wake up. It seems like the news is a negative one. It's basically coming from someone named Ryan Brown. And he's saying that most analysts are giving their top predictions for crypto in 2022, saying that Bitcoin is going to crash due to several different reasons. And some of the predictions they say here is relatively, ominous, saying that just some of the key points, right? That Bitcoin has risen nearly 70% since the start of 2021, driving the entire crypto market, in combination of $2 trillion in value. And they believe this is a relatively inflated type of balloon bubble type of affectation. And several analysts are predicting that, with the heightened regulatory scrutiny and the intense price fluctuation, will further dampen the Bitcoin's prospects going forward. And some experts using the technical analysis, seeing that Bitcoin has illustrated a couple of different negative patterns from upward wedge to lower lows. Many predict, one analyst, I don't know how credible she is. Her name is Cal Alexander. In the article, she's a professor of finance from the Sussex University. She expects Bitcoin to tank to as low as 10,000 in 2022, basically wiping out all the gains from the past years and a half, right? And she also sees that, with respect to some of the rotations that we're seeing amongst altcoin, she believes, despite Bitcoin potentially being the ones that's going to drop, the same professor, Carol Alexander again, right? She specifically named Ethereum, Solana, Polkadot, and Cardano as the coins to potentially surge as investors rotate out of Bitcoin into Ethereum, into obviously the coins that we just mentioned, right? So, and then also the last one is really talk about some of the preliminary activities that we've seen among U.S. with respect to the crypto bill. China obviously has the crypto ban. She believes that as the cryptocurrency asset class further cultivates, you know, in the future, the government is gonna step up even further, and she believes that 2022 is gonna be a big year, on the regulatory front. That is gonna be some more clarifications on the legal gray zone, etc., and that could subsequently hinder, um, the profit margins that investors could subsequently get, and that could subsequently hinder the popularity that we've been seeing so far, to mitigate the volatility in the future, right? So with lack of momentum and activity, that could translate into a slower growth rate. So that could technically translate into more downside pressure, I guess. So that's pretty much on the high level synopsis of the article. That's really the one that's really worth mentioning. The other ones that I see is really talking about some of the NFTs that are coming out. Like Fortune magazine released an article talk about Steph Curry, the NBA superstar, released a $333 NFT sneakers that you could wear in the metaverse. So it seems like metaverse or a virtual reality type of simulation is definitely cultivating into something of a reality. Um, Seems that we are, you know, living like in The Sims. I think in 10 years from now, I wouldn't be surprised if we were all wearing glasses or some sort of goggle, or your phone would have some virtual AR, VR type of gadgets that you could use for transactions to social interactions as well. So that's pretty much it on the news front. Some other news are just basically top of the rebound that we've been experiencing so far. So, respect to recording time of close to 8 a.m. on the Eastern Time, Ethereum contained $3,963, down about 1.35% so far. As you can see clearly, we are hovering above the $3,843. We're about to form the golden cross, and at the 45 out of 70 right now. So it's not terrible, not the worst. I think right now it's still an okay level to incur risk at. Obviously, the selling pressure is really coming from the negative article that we've seen. Also, remember, we have the anti-correlation effects that we see in relations to obviously crypto versus equity. And equity right now is surging nicely, which subsequently dips into the monetary bucket, right? The bucket of dollars that we have. And people are buying more stocks to be chasing, right? And that could technically translate into a lower buying pressure, a lower volume onto crypto, right? But we see in a different side of the house in comparisons to the stable coins. You see altcoins a little bit more prominently because people are typically chasing the altcoin first because they are the most they demand the less price sensitivity in comparisons to Ethereum and Bitcoin. Obviously, demand a much higher buying pressure, right? So right now, I think Ethereum is still at an optimal level to encourage that. We are within the, how would you say, the attractive fair level in terms of way how we assess risk management. So it's not terrible. Bitcoin is currently down about close to 1% right now. Again, hovering above the $48,000, the 48,600. So technically, we need to leap up to the next level of the 50K for us to sustain the buying pressure. Obviously, the article that came out today was a negative one, saying that top predictions for crypto is going to be, down to, I don't even know how many. It's like down like 100% from here, 175% from here. That's quite insane. I don't see that as in the near term. And that crash will be relatively, if we were to crash to $10,000 for Bitcoin, that would be a complete outlier into the chart. It would not be possible based on the current setup right now. It will be drilling oil, and unless you want to deplete the RSI to be like in a single digits, which I've never seen before, I don't think it's a logical thing to believe that in Q1 we could technically get Bitcoin down to 10K. I think the bottom right now in the near term technically should be somewhere around like the 43 to 40, but that's about it because that's a relatively sizable resistance level. I still believe that is bullish for Bitcoin at the moment right now. I don't really understand or believe that the $10,000 price target in 2022 makes sense, nor do they really specify when that is. Is it going to be Q1? Is it going to be Q4? What is it going to be, right? So it's like a more of a speculation is what they're saying right now. And respect to Dogecoin, up about 1%, anywhere from current level to 15 cents is still okay for us to incur risk at with the 42 out of 70. Cardano's up about 4%. We are just above the, we're not just above, we're exactly at the consolidated level. So it seems like we're reversing, makes sense, right? We're up about 4%. We bounced off from the 119, which makes sense, right? We also bounce off that. So right now we're the next consolidated level. So if we crack through that, we have a real shot of actually going to 145. So we'll see how that goes. So Cardano was a buy and has been a buy, and I think right now it's still an okay buy per se. Solana's up about 1% right now. Again, anywhere from 155, 133 to 113 are still the levels I would personally incur risk at. Respect to XRP is currently up about 4% right now. Anywhere from the we are exactly at the consolidated level right now. It seems like all the technicals is checking out nicely, so that's great. Hopefully you guys all got in onto XRP recently at the 78 cents. We're surging up nicely right now. But let's see on the RSI scale. Let's see how overstretched we are. Seems like we are a little bit overstretched. Yeah, it seems like we are having a tough time cracking above the 94, 93, right? 93 cents is a relatively substantive level, and with a gap, right? And we kind of gave off steam as we try to get to the $1. So it seems like we're selling it down right now. So probably taking some profit is not terrible if you're looking for more of a short-term gains. But if you believe in XRP, you should hold it for a long term. But right now, I'm just giving you like a heads up, like, seems like we're reversing right now because $1 seems like a really hard level to crack, right? Because if we break $1, you're gonna 110 right away. So something to think about. Polkadot's up about 4% right now. Anywhere from the current level to the 23 is still good. So not terrible, not the best, but optimal. Algorand's reversing, just like the whole market is reversing. Obviously, beside the key coins. Right now, anywhere from current level to 125 is pretty good. We are, excuse me, we are crossing up right now. So a golden cross about to be formed. So that's a good sign. It seems like Algorand is about to surge. And it's going to surge nicely because we're relatively depleted. So Shiba Inu is surging because the whole market is surging. It's not because Shiba Inu is surging by itself. So right now, anywhere from the, hopefully you guys all bought at the bottom at the 2800, 2900. Right now, this basically 50 out of 70 would just form a golden cross. So we might see more buying pressure ahead. But again, right, the 29 or anywhere below 3000 is still the dip for us, right? MACTAC's up about 6% right now. We broke all-time high, I believe. Yeah, we did break all-time high. So this is, quite interesting. It seems like this was a rebound, but you see how fast the rebound has been as we got from the bottom of 175. Again, I wouldn't be chasing this right now because like whatever goes up really, really fast comes down just as fast. See how fast we jumped this. We jumped this from the 13th all the way to the 22nd. So this is like a week of just leaping. Obviously, we had some volatility because of the Joe Biden speech and also the FOMC meeting. But right now, I would probably not buy into it because of all-time high. Technically, we are exactly at the all-time high, so I don't see a double top and then sell back down. That would be a negative downward pattern. I think we might surge up a little bit more, but I wouldn't chase it again, right? Because the risk is relatively higher than ever right now. AVAX is currently at the 60 out of 70. Similar to it, I think AVAX and MACTEC are lagging a little bit. So if we're gonna get more surging pressure, which I believe we won't because we formed the golden cross a while ago in comparisons to MACTEC formed the golden cross recently. So I think AVAX is pretty much there because we are basically testing the resistance level already. So we're gonna sell back down momentarily. And with respect to the risk management level, these are levels that we identify so far for us. feel free to take a look and refer back to your own risk management levels. Let me know how it goes as well. We are basically days away from Christmas Eve and Christmas, obviously. So hopefully you guys all have a great holiday ahead, by the way, and also have a great Wednesday. Um, Definitely, on the equity side, it seems like we're reviving nicely. So it's nice to see that my portfolio is seeing some greens here and there. Knowing the fact that I do hold a lot of Tesla and Neo, even though on paper wise, Neo I'm down quite a lot still, but these are just paper loss. These are just like short-term volatility. We are seeing some, investors stepping into the pool, buying more equity than the crypto side. So it is taking away some buying pressure. But I think long-term wise, like we see in the articles earlier today, Bitcoin, I wouldn't worry too much about. I think $10,000 is a very speculative level. I definitely don't see this in like within this year. I don't believe we'll see this in Q1 or Q2 next year either. But who knows about the future, right? We could get some relatively restricted regulatory dynamics next year, and we could see some, whales rotating their holdings into something, more, I guess, progressive in a way. I don't know. Like, we don't know how the world's going to be acting next year. So we'll just keep an eye out on it, right? We look into the risk management level. When we see something that's off, we know when to pull. When we see that as a good opportunity, we push, right? So hopefully this is helpful. Really appreciate you for joining me again. And stay tuned to come up. Take care. Bye.